Alright, let's talk about Kirist Undercity. I want to showcase this, and then I'm going to go to the Mercenary Den, and I'm going to sort of explain how the mercs work. So as you saw from the live stream, there's some tributes you can do. We're going to use an ancestral tribute, and then let's see what we can afford here. I can afford, let's do skill tag ranks. Sounds good. So it's going to drop an ancestral item, and the ancestral item will hopefully have a skill tag rank. So we're on the Lightning Spear build that got nerfed into Oblivion, but it still it suffices for World Tier 4. I like Subo for the maphacks, and we're just going to make our way to the Braziers. Fortunately, there's a couple little bugs with Subo in regards to what he can and can't see. He kind of obscures certain things from the minimap, but overall he's great. That'll probably be fixed in live. The review build's just a little buggy, but no complaints here, besides the iron chunk issues. What are you gonna do though? Makes it so we can't solve the meta in just one week for everybody. So as you can see, Lightning Spear and that splintering on a staff, Frozen Orb gloves, you know, it's still doing very well. Porter all the way to the next town. You honestly never have to worry about time. I know they made a big deal out of it, but unless they change anything, the time is free. I also heard that they're getting rid of Gauntlet. Good riddance. This is basically Gauntlet but better. And don't be alarmed if the loot's pretty bad at the end. They said it's bugged. It's just a common theme here. A lot of bug things. That's okay. Just happy to be here. So, as you can see, I'm still hitting for like 100 million. At times, that may have been because the enemy was a demon, so I was getting like 200% more damage than I should have been. So I was doing like 3x damage, but you should still see some really fat hits of like 30, 40 million. And then upwards of 60, 70, 80 once you actually get like a really good winter glass. So the build's not dead. It's fine. Everything's going to be fine. I died because I'm not paying attention. That's okay. But basically, yeah, without Tyraels, in World Tier 4, another way to showcase that the ground explosions are just going to kill you. There's no other way around it. Unless you have like a full ice armor barrier and everything, the ground explosions will just kill you. As you can, so we did a really good job on that floor. So now we can basically go kill one Brazier and then just take ourselves to the end. Almost. Yeah, we're good. Now we have full rewards. We have the full light up beacon. I'm not sure exactly how the loot with time rewards works, or maybe that was something with the glyph levels. Anyways. I don't think the loot scales with the time that you have. I think that's the bonus for Pit. So the bosses aren't too terrible. Let's see if we can get like a nice little damage number on them. And these bosses is sort of the reason why I opt to not run control on a lot of builds. Because as you can see, like I almost have him killed before he's staggered. So like I wouldn't be getting much value out of control. And the tormented bosses are really hard to stagger. So let's see if they have any skill tag ranks. Core. Okay, that's what they mean by skill tag ranks. I was thinking these would have defensive. Like +3 defensive ranks. So that might be... Yeah. And I did not get a GA item. Alright, so yeah, these are bugged. But maybe I'll mention that the chest pieces didn't have. Because, you know, for picking that affixed just to get a single pair of gloves that has 1 rank to core. Feels a little bad, but hopefully it'll be better. They did mention extensively that like the rewards are bugged and they're not giving what they're supposed to, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that pans out. Alright, so you teleport yourself to the den, which is right here in Kirist Bazaar, and as they showed, you can have 1 hired merc and 1 reinforcement merc. Now the reinforcement merc is just the core. These nodes, they don't do anything. I'm going to go over the barter system, and then I'm basically just going to ping through each node, and you can pause it and look at it, and I'll basically shut up because you don't need to hear my feelings on everything. I'll only talk about a few things. So the barter system, one thing they neglected to mention is that you can get GAs. Well, you can get GAs from the caches, but the biggest thing is right here. Like, yeah, these items can be GA, and it's not that infrequent that they pop up. So it's pretty sweet. Just kind of going to restocking. You can see these are pretty nice for, I don't know, just getting aspects in general. And the boss summoning cache, like, let's see how much we get out of it. We got a bunch of blood, a bunch of fear, so not terrible. Let's see if we can, let's see what we get out of the augment cache. Alright, so like 3,000 of each. That's actually like a solid amount. And a scattered prism. Let's see what we get out of the salvage material cache. 7 to 646. Alright, so not terrible. Let's see what we get out of the masterworking cache. 41 obusite. It's okay. Let's restock. I don't know. And then let's, like, you know, let's see. Let's open like 5 of these. As you can see, I got 1 ancestral. I got a ton of stuff. And so the salvage amounts, and then you salvage everything. The salvage amounts are pretty low. We're like, this is sort of the issue. When we're salvaging, we're only getting like 8 iron chunks. And then if I want to imprint, say I wanted to put gravitation on here, it's 450. But they said they're increasing the salvage amounts, and there's a lot of chests that aren't dropping salvage, and they're going to adjust the rates. Because like it's really cheap. So it's like pretty cheap to imprint onto like 750s. But then the second, you know, it's like 450 for a staff. It gets really expensive. But let's finish opening these up. All right, no GAs, so it's not that frequent, but you can get them from here. It's like a pretty good source. I have no complaints about the barter system. So my guy of choice is Subo, and then my reinforcement of choice is Varyana. I get like 10% attack speed. It's only got like a 33% uptime, and my opportunity is just like whenever I cast Frozen Orb. But all right, I'm gonna be quiet, and I'm just gonna go through these. So there's definitely some play here on burning builds. I'll show you an aspect later that they showed on the stream where you would cast your ult. It forces your reinforcement to come do their thing. But never mind, that actually wouldn't work because these Scorched Earth nodes don't count. But if you have a really good bonus on one of these, you can definitely do that. And just for reference to show you like if the damage amounts that I'm showing are good, is Axio Conduit has 4290 when you have a staff on. So the numbers are a little bit respectable. So let's hire Varyana. Move speed, a lot of it. More attack speed. More attack speed. So I can see, alright, so I'm going to enlist right here first, and it's just something to look at is this, so it's the Bastion. It's one of his skills. You could apply it to say Frozen Orb, and you get 90% DR. It's going to be like a hardcore fan favorite if you have an alt spam build. So he takes a protective position, and you get 90%, he deflects 90% of the damage. And if we go into collection, we can type in Merc. And yeah, there was this aspect where your reinforcement cooldown is reduced by yada yada. After casting your ultimate skill, your mercenary. Sorry, we got. I think my mic's picking up the guys mowing out there. Yeah, it totally is. Alright, so after casting your ultimate skill, the Merc comes in for reinforcement, and he does his thing, and he'll do his little Bastion. So let's hire him. Let's look at his stuff. Some unstoppable there. Stop mowing. Alright, so you can use Raheir as your main support guy. You can use him for armor or resistance, but the issue is the second you get into group play, I wouldn't like have your build's armor and resistance hinge on this, but for leveling, you can just use Raheir to help you hit some stuff. So that's what's cool about him. And let's enlist this little guy. This little guy's spotty. So he can Curse of Darkness. You and nearby enemies become vulnerable, so you take a lot more damage. I didn't really like Aldkin, to be honest. I think they're like, this has a lot of damage, but so there's some play with like Inferno spam build with this, but they're honestly not in the best spot. Like you could, the idea in theory is you could get a little cheeky with this and get him to like spam his iconic, his ultimate all the time. Every time you cast Inferno, but we'll see. Definitely like a World Tier 3 angle, I think, but let's go over his darkness stuff. Alright, that's what we got. So yeah, my guys of choice are, I like Subo. I want this. I want the maphacks. I use this for some movement speed, whatever. And then just get some crit strike damage.